wants to be king!
What's up, everybody? Thanks for popping in. Today we're looking at the return of Resurgence in a brand new map called Ashika Island. From what I can tell so far, there's a lot of new features in this, so I'm pretty excited to dive in and give you guys a look at what you're in store for. As far as size, the island itself is a bit smaller than Fortune's Keep, but it's bigger than Rebirth Island, so it's right in the middle. There are 7 major points of interest, I believe 39 smaller points of interest throughout the map. The island was originally planned as a tourist destination. Most recently, it's been used as a hub for the ultra-nationalist Connie group. So the first place we're going to check out is in the northwest. It's Oganiku Farms. The area is mixed agricultural, residential, and industrial use. It also has some old shoreline defenses. 3 main POIs in this area are the Lookout and Ruins, Greenhouses, and North Beach. Lookout and Ruins, it does have a comms tower. It's one of the 3 major comms towers you can see from anywhere on the island. Other than that, it's basically decaying structures. Then there's Greenhouses, fairly standard loading and storage area. One thing that does stick out is some of the buildings have numbers on their roofs. It's going to be really helpful dropping in. Lastly is the North Beach area. It does have access to the main island and a water treatment facility apparently, but there's poor cover, so go at your own risk. From there, we're going to head down south to the town center. The western edge of the map also has coastal sea defenses, as well as a ferry terminal and some tourist facilities. This is one of the denser areas in terms of points of interest. I believe there's 11 in this area alone. First is a North Sea Wall, pretty limited cover. There's a boat launch there. Then the ferry terminal has access to the parking lot and restrooms. Seems a little exposed. Then the tourist center building. A couple things to note, there's a map inside of the building of the island, and there's also some pretty interesting sniping sight lines, so be worth checking out. Next is the event center, pretty standard 2-floor building, blue walkways outside. The main ballroom has skylights on the roof, should offer an interesting access point. It's next door to a gas station for repairing and refueling. The gas station also has really good access to the main roadways. It's next to the Science Center. This one has numerous interior and exterior roof access points. There's the river channel and bridges. This is the main canal area, and there's also 2 bridges that pass over it. The South Sea Wall and floating gas station, pretty self-explanatory. These floating gas stations I'm pretty amped about, for the simple fact that if I'm repairing or refueling my vehicle and I start getting sniped at, I can just jump in the water now. Next we got the Market District and Hotel. It's going to be a really hot spot, I'm thinking. There's numerous alcoves and rooftops, places people can hide in and snipe from, a lot of ambush areas. Last up, the town center is another conveniently located gas station, and then we have the town hall. Town hall is a pretty big fortified structure, modern architecture. It does have access to the castle grounds. Finishing off the western side of the map, all the way to the south, is the Beach Club. There's a beach, an aquarium, swimming pool. The pathways here are all marked in a blue color, so from the sky they're going to be real easy to see. The aquarium's another concrete building. Appears to possibly have skylights on the roof. It's also surrounded by the blue walkway. Beach club and bathhouse, much the same. The curved sections of roofs above that open area, I can see those used as some interesting cover for snipers, for sure. Beach and observation point. There's a circular observation point structure. Apparently underneath a spiral staircase, there's something hidden. Demolition site is exactly that. It does have some pathways to the town hall and an inlet up to the castle. Continuing on, we're going to head to the center of the map to Suki Castle. They've continued with the theme of keeping the main stronghold right in the center of the map, which I like personally. Typical of most castles, this one has high walls, major fortifications. You're going to have enemies above you and below you in this area. The main stronghold's comprised of 2 main sections. The main area is basically a maze of hiding spots and access points. There's also a 3-sided moat. The other section is multiple towers. It's also where the castle keep is located. It's the tallest structure in the area. The northwest battlements, that's where the sand batteries are located. Supposedly there's an old well there with something hidden at the bottom. Next to the battlements is the North Museum grounds. The visitor center has an elevated footbridge, so you can drive a vehicle underneath it. That's going to give you vehicle access to the inner castle ground. Southeast Gardens appears to be just an aesthetic location. There's a small bridge, and you can use this to access the area above. Down below you have the waterways, the submarine base. This subterranean tunnel system has a lot of hidden entry and access points, so be on guard. Heading south again, we get to the main port in the island, Port Ashika. It's on the southwestern edge of the map. Pretty steep terrain in areas, a lot of industrial warehouses and offices. The humpback bridge is really cool looking. Some really long lines of sight. I see it being a haven for campers. Dockside and warehouse, some storage areas, another boating repair area, and another comms tower. To the canal, river channel, and control. This is where you can access the underground submarine base, and there's also the control building here. Based on the name, it should be pretty busy there. Ashika Bay and floating gas station. Again, really psyched to try them out. This is located next to another gas station. This one is close to the canal and the control building, and it has good access to a main road. Moving over, we have the mechanics yard and oil pads. This spot has access to the area above Port Ashika as well. Next to that is the rocky bluffs. Really good view of the beach and the containers. Great spot to ambush anybody that wants to loot those containers. Going back to the north, we're heading to the residential area. A power plant and a water treatment facility. There are tarmac roads that surround it. First up is the apartment complex. It's 2 parallel 4-story buildings. Good roof access to both of them. There's a pool, tennis court, and a barbecue area. Not a lot of information on the power plant. There is possible access tunnel to the water treatment facility. The water treatment facility is a large concrete structure. It houses a canal entrance. There's also a hidden hillside tunnel that leads to the power plant and the waterways. Now the residential district is really cool. There's a thin layer of fog that covers the whole area, so it's going to reduce your visibility. It's going to make it hard to snipe. Shouldn't have too much of an effect on close quarters combat though. Last and not least is Shipwreck. It's on the eastern side of the map. There's a small beach, some cliffs, and a tarmac road. As the name implies, there's 2 nearly identical beached cargo containers in this area. The main difference being there's a large hole in one of them, which could serve as an entry or exit point. The containers themselves should serve as a really good area for close quarters combat. Just watch out for any snipers in the hills above. Brings us to our final 2 POIs. First is clifftop demolition. So really good height, good views from here. You can see the main road really well. And finally, Lookout Point and gas station. Good views from here, but you're really exposed as well. This is also the location for the 3rd and final comms tower. That's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, found it helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe it. It really helps out my channel. Thanks. Take care.